Hello everybody, welcome back to Flames Pyro Art for Beginners. We're continuing on with the eagle wood burn. I've made a bit of progress since last we spoke. I've been darkening up and trying to shape the head of the bird, and now I'm working my way down the body and the wing. Now, this is a more sort of demanding stage, if you like, as our tones and shapes are completely different on this. Is, you know, the larger feathers that come down with the middle quills, if you like. You know, let's say for example on this feather here, if we curl it round, you know, in the very middle there will be a very thin quill to the feather. But the moment I'm looking at the wing area now, here where the head and then the body meet before the wing, we need to push this area back a little more so the wing sits forward from the body. So the way in which we do that is just by very carefully, and it's not really a hugely wide area we're going to darken, but we are going to go dark in behind the wing. So here we have the main wing, and right in behind it we want to add like some sort of like shadowing or darker background to it to bring this wing forward. So you'll find with a lot of the pyro arts I do, I go over things many times, and that's much like the tattoo artist I always speak about, in that we're pushing the heat deeper into the wood, and that's what gives us that wonderful depth at the end of the piece. So layering is a big part of pyrography art. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So I'd only just made a start on it yesterday, and then I went out for a trek in the woods and got myself lost for 5 hours, which wasn't fun. But I made it back to the car eventually. I couldn't find my car for like 2 or 3 hours, walking up and down this really long road, until eventually I found it. It was an ordeal. But anyway, that's nothing to do with pyro art, that's just some rambling. And so with the wing as well itself, you will find on your picture, especially on the picture that I've been using here, there's some lighter patches at the top of the wing. That helps to bring the wing forward. If you have dark and then you go to light, it lifts the lightness up and drops that darkness back. But you'll find yourself, you know, making many different alterations to the depth of shading. It's always evolving as a piece of art. When you start out on a piece, you'll go to one shade, and then you'll do another part of the project, and that shade that you'd put down all of a sudden either looks too, well, hopefully looks too light, and then you have to darken up. So what I've marked out some of the like individual feathers. Of course we don't want to outline them, so I did them very light. And what you want to do is get underneath those feathers. So you can pop them out. And this is where I said when there's lighter areas of the burning, we can show that lightness by doing the darker on the next feather that sits underneath. I'll try and show you some examples. So if you bear with me for a few minutes and we'll see what we can come up with here. So there's an individual feather that I want to bring out. Now I have to think about the feather below as well, in the direction that the feather is going. And the feathers are all coming off in this direction. I'm going up just to the edge because there's another feather comes in, so there's lots of moving parts to these wings. Again here, at this point you could start adding quills, because as the wings get wider you may see a little bit of the quill kick in, you know, on the very small feathers that are sat so compact over each other. You're not going to see any of the quill. I know at the moment it all looks a bit skew-if, and it's certainly in the ugly stage. I will give you that. But hopefully as the piece evolves, we'll break free of the ugly stage and it'll all come together. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm not going to go right to the edge of each individual feather. But I am going to mark in the darker spots where it sits underneath each other. As you move down the bird, the wings get wider. It's just up the top here, it's very tight. This is where this micro skew really comes into its own now. As you can get so fine, the detail. You know, whereas if you were using say a medium space shader or something at this point, it'd be a little bit too large for what you were trying to achieve. So I've really enjoyed working with this micro skew. I've done the whole piece in it. There's much more yet to do on the top of the bird. I'm never happy with the result. Always keep striving for that little more depth and detail. So we'll be revisiting pretty much a lot of the head as I try and really get that tunnel shape going on. I like to gradually build my way there. You can almost see, you can see on this side of the bird's face where the actual face bit is forward, and then we've got to push everything else back. But I don't rush the process. I like to gradually build my way there, you know, just gently darkening up. Have a look how that effect looks. If it needs to go dark, which I know it does yet, we'll darken up some more until we get to a point where we're happy, or as happy as we can be. As one thing I found through this 4 years of doing pyrography art, as an artist, we are never happy with our own work. We're always striving for better. Oh no, I certainly am anyway. I'm never truly happy with a finished product. We always see we always see the mistakes, don't we make? We don't see the good points we did. We put ourselves down and we see the errors we made and things that other people can't notice, but to us they stick out like a sore thumb. Like here now we have some quill coming in as the feathers start to drop away. So we'll very lightly leave a little line gap in there. So what we're looking to do is, remember, get underneath each individual feather. And at the start you can even just do this, just put your dark edges in. And gradually build. I know quills are going to start coming in here. It's weird at first, the feathers at the top all seem to be going like, you know, in that direction, like sideways on, and then as we come round the bird, the feathers start to drop away. Just quite a few technical bits to doing a bird. I've no idea how the end result's gonna appear, but I'm just giving it my best. That's all we can do, and see where we end up come the end of it. I do hate to try not to leave you with the ugly stage of art, and this is very much in its ugly stage, so I'd like to just try and get one sort of feather down for you. Remember, don't forget, each feather sits on top of the other one as we go along. So as this feather finishes, remember it sits on top of the feather above. So there will be that dark point as the other feather comes in. And also try and get yourself on the right angle. With your feathers, so you're not fighting the wood, so you're not going against the grain. Now just keep building, being careful not to go in that gap. And then we can see already that, you know, we need to go darker behind the wing. We need to darken out these feathers more to push them back. It's very much a process. As one thing starts evolving, then you must also correct and adjust the other things. What I shall do now is I'll put you on to time lapse for half an hour, but you'll only see it in a quick 2-minute burst, and then hopefully you will see a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So I'll switch you over to time lapse, and then we'll have a little chat about it at the end. Okay, so I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye for now. Hello again guys, so welcome back. So as you saw from the time lapse there, I'm slowly building each feather. It's quite a slow process as you're trying to capture your darks coming out from underneath the feather below the one you're working on. Also, you don't want to go too dark, as this is a lighter area at the top, which is going to stand it out from the body. So just take your time, gradually build your wings, and as you move further down the bird, you'll start to see your quills come in and leave yourself some little lighter gaps for the quills. And over time you will build the shape and the depth, and you'll be able to pop this wing forward and hopefully have a great looking wing at the end of it. But like I said, it does take some time. You know, you want to get right deep underneath each feather. So here we are at this feather here. I'm going to try and get right deep underneath it. But remember, because it's at the top of the bird, I don't want to go full dark all the way to the edge. I want to leave some light. So the secret to this part is burning slowly, gradually finding your shading tones and building your way down through this massive feather, which comes all the way down here and breaks off, and then you've got the body that will come in at this point and follow down. But start with, try and concentrate on each feather and really get tight underneath each individual feather. So you go light, and then because there's a feather sat on top of another one, there's going to be a darkness, and then you're popping out into the light again, and then your next feather dark right at the joint where the feather sits on top of the other one, and then light again. Now, I really like to take my time and just try and see if I can see in my mind's eye the perfect shading tones. So I'll spend many hours on the wing and just slowly build my way through the plumage and see what I can come up with. So this is only probably the second time I've done a wing, so it's a learning curve for me also, this. But as my slogan says, every hour of burning is indeed an hour of learning. So as you just work your way out, you will hopefully eventually find the technique to make the feathers look right. So patience is a key skill with pyrography. So I'll keep working away at the bird, and once I've got a bit further down and hopefully we can see some great shape going on, I will revisit then, and hopefully I will have more information to be able to pass on to you guys about how I created the shape of the feather. Okay, so happy pyroing everyone. Thank you for stopping by and watching this brief video today. I hope some of the information helps. Like I said, there's no prizes for finishing first. It's not a race, you know. Enjoy your pyrography art. That's the main goal, really, is to enjoy yourself. To me, it's a passion. I just absolutely love wood burning, so I'm not going to rush through the piece of art. I'm going to take my time and enjoy it, because I love to wood burn. Love to see what I can come up with, see if I can create something special. There's no guarantees, but I will just do my best and see what I come up with at the end. That's all we can all do, is just try our best. Okay, I'll see you all soon. Thank you for stopping by. If you'd like to see more videos on this bird series, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll be notified of future content as this bird develops. We've got much to do on it still, and it's a really fun project to try and shape and make a flat board look anything but flat. That is the secret. That's the key skill that we're trying to learn here. Okay, so I'll see you all soon, guys. Take care for now. Much love to all of you. Bye for now.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up.